What is up, guys? This is your boy Andy Matrix, and today we have another localizer. Another localizer that we had to dig into. And this is coming from a game, Rune Factory 5, which is, if you guys ever play Harvest Moon, it's kind of like one of those games. Like one of those like life simulators, like farming and things like that. But it's got an RPG element to it. I never played the game, but because I'm making this video because I want to show everybody like what is happening out there. The people that are working in the industry that are ruining these games with these translations on purpose, they got to be called out and they got to be fired for doing such a horrible job. Okay? So it says here, I'm here abounding into comics. It says Rune Factory 5 localization comes under scrutiny over script changes made to accommodate same-sex marriage options. Now, I'm pretty sure, just like the same as the world population, right? Like, this game was not exactly targeted towards what a certain demographic with a certain sexual orientation. I'm pretty sure this game was targeted to to all genders and all sexual orientations. But the localizers, they made this game as if they translated this game as if it's only for bisexual people. Yeah, so before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Guys, make sure to like this video. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. So if you're into that, if you want to stay up to date, and as I cover more of these topics, censorship, news in the gaming industry and anime, then subscribe to the channel. I also talk about Japanese culture, traveling to Japan for those people that are interested. So sign up. All right, bounding into comments. So let's get into it. Right? So it says here, a previous admission by Xseed Games that a Western localization team fought for the inclusion of same-sex marriage options in Rune Factory 5 has brought the game's English release under heavy scrutiny. So you see, this is what baffles me. So these people, they're saying that they fought so that they can have same-sex marriage options, right? But that wasn't enough. I already read the article, and it wasn't enough to have same-sex marriage options. That's not enough, right? It seems like they changed a lot of the game. In September of last year, Marvelous announced that the Western release of Rune Factory 5 will debut with the option of for players to enter into same-sex marriages, and that a post-launch update would bring the mechanic to the Japanese version. Okay, cool. So same-sex marriages, but you would think that all they wanted was to include, same-sex marriages. Okay, let's find out. Now it says in a blog post published the same month after emphasizing that adding the same-sex marriage didn't delay the game's Western release, Western publisher Xseed revealed that the game's localization team had asked for same-sex marriage to be included in the game as early as 2018, only to discover that it was not planned for Rune Factory 5. So this was not even planned. So this team, this Western publisher, they wanted to add it in there. They wanted to insert this option in there. Okay, cool. So this is where it starts to get a little weird. So at the same time, Marvelous localization team laid some ground rules for its implementation to make sure that players would have the same experience regardless of which character they added. Okay. The measures resulted in recording of addition of voice lines not presented in the original Japanese script. Gee, I wonder why. The creation of new code to ensure romanceable characters' dialogue referred to player characters' selected gender, and changing the image featured on the game's marriage stamp from a bride and groom to a pair of wedding rings. Right. Forget traditional marriage, right? Let me get to the juicy part, because this is where it gets crazy. It says, as reported by the video game censorship and localization focused Twitter user Yun Man, I don't even know how to pronounce that. It says, unlike other games that may feature a few dedicated same-sex romance options, all romanceable characters can be dated by either gender. In essence, this makes all characters now bisexual, right? So, the localizers of this game. So this is the Twitter account. This is a Twitter account that basically revealed what was happening here, right? So here we have these two characters. It says, "Hey there, sweet thing." They're boys, right? Both of them are boys. It says, "Hey there, sweet thing. How about we how about we drop by the restaurant for a drink or two?" The other guy says, "Is something wrong, Cecile? That weird pickup line didn't sound like you at all." It says, "It didn't? Dang, how strange. Heinz said that's how all the cool guys invited people out." All right, so they're kind of having like this same-sex dialogue here. Yeah, man. And then there was this other character. Where is it? There was this other character that says something weird that it just wasn't supposed to be there. Right? It says, Murakoro, this is kind of like this wolf humanoid character, like an anthropomorphic character. It says, "Drop by any time. If you feel tired, it'd be my privilege to help my weary boyfriend get some well-deserved rest." So it's almost as if like they're turning all the characters like into either gay or bisexual, right? And it keeps on going. It keeps on going, right? And then there's more of the same. Here the Twitter account says, "Change gender. I never knew this is who you wanted to be, and I love it. I support your decision." See, and they changed the genders of the characters too, like kind of like what's happening in modern day society in the West. So this character says, I can change my appearance to look like the opposite gender and change it back whenever I want. Seed points needed. And then the other one says, "I've changed my gender." It says, "I never knew this is who you wanted to be, and I love it. I support you. Your decision." Right? So now they're adding the whole like gender identity into the game. Right? And I think that the people that bought this game, they don't really realize it. Right? Here's another example of localizers. So it says, on January 3rd, Bramer, who currently localization editor of Pokemon series, boasted. She says, was feeling major FOMO, fear of missing out, thinking I'd be left out of the shitty localizers list. But it's okay, I got some secondhand hate for RF5, a game whose luck has not even been released. So this localizer is saying that they're kind of taking pride in how they change things in the game, which is messed up. It's crazy. Like once you find out what these people are doing, it's like you don't want to get the game anymore. It says, meanwhile, Hinsberger, who also now serves as a localizer editor for Pokemon Company International, announces March 22. I'm delighted to announce that I am working on as an editor on Rune Factory 5. He says I leverage. Actually, here's the Twitter post. It says, I'm delighted to announce that I worked as an editor for Rune Factory 5, which is the game we're talking about. I leveraged what I learned editing SOS to write more authentic, sincere, same gender romantic dialogue, and of course peppered my portion of the script with japes aplenty. Wow, man. Yeah, so these localizers, they're changing things on purpose. They're changing things on purpose, like making all these dialogues for same-sex couples. But hey, what happened to other heterosexual characters? I'm pretty sure when this game was made, like how many games do you know where like all the characters are bisexual? Unless like it's a hentai game or something like that, right? And now these same localizers are doing it to the Pokemon games. And a lot of times people don't realize that this is what they're doing. And we buy these games and we think, oh, okay, I guess this is supposed to be in there. So these localizers, they're lying to people. A lot of these translations shouldn't be in there. Kind of takes me back to the days of like, in the 2000s Kicks WB. Like all those translations of Pokemon and One Piece were all fake. But anyways, man, whatever your thoughts are, comment below, like this video, tell me what you think. And subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit the notification bell. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, Japanese culture. So if you're into any of that, stay up to date. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. This is your boy, Andy Matrix. Godspeed.